But for me, it was emotional because, emotional and exciting. I was kind of mixed emotions because I didn't really know how to act because I was kind of like, man, I just got drafted. Got drafted high for what I went through too, so it was a great thing. But something I worked for as well, so that's what always makes you feel good and makes you just always be like, man, it was kind of like a good relief. Not like you were stressed or anything. You were stressed about where you're going, but it was a great thing. So.
Now, you said this is the place I wanted to be. Why here? Like, what stuck out to you?
Right. It was my first trip too, and I always feel like a certain. Thank you. Yeah, I need a dab. I was cooling off. I'm way better than I was 5 minutes ago. Excuse me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, she's like the GOAT for that. Thank you. But like I was saying, just like my first visit, it's something like your first time somewhere. I was enjoying it. My trip, I came in, the city was amazing. The weather was amazing, and that was just like the scenery. And then you come here and you see this beautiful facility, and it's beautiful people inside of it. With the organization, they're just great. They were good with me, gave me some great encouragement, great advice. And they believe in me too. So it was something that, it felt good. And I just had I had a good feeling when I left from here. And it was just something I always thought about every trip I went to. I was like, I like this. But Sac was always up there on my list. So it was a great thing, and I'm just excited to be here and especially to be a part. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And what's it like to be a part of a team now?
Right, and it's young.
So young. I mean, you guys are going to be one of the youngest teams in the league next year.
Exactly. That's what I meant to hit when I was saying, just because, too, in Sac, we're going to be a young team. But, in the NBA, it's going to be tough early. But I think the better we get, the more, we might get beat up on a little early, but that's going to help you grow. The great teams got beat up on early. So, for us, it's kind of growing and just getting better.
How excited are you to play at something like that?
I'm excited. It's one of those things you think of and you dream of. So it's going to be a great thing. So, I'm excited, especially to play with a great group of guys. Seems like most of our team will be on the summer league team possibly. So it'd be a great thing to kind of get a good bond early. Just having some fun too.
What about your bond with Chris Paul? I know he tweeted out how he was so emotional.
Yeah, that's like my big brother. We from the same hometown. I played on his AAU team as well. So it was something we have a great relationship. I've been knowing him since I was probably in elementary and middle school. And, as I got older, we became closer, and then he's kind of just been following me, checking up on me. He knows the adversity I've been through because, a lot of it happened during the time I was playing with his team, and, he's been through some adversity as well. So I think some of it was coming from him understanding what he went through and how tough it was, and knowing what I was going through, still trying to get there to where I was trying to get to the NBA, along with, still being from the same area. So I think that just the pride and everything with it, it's kind of like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I know the struggles you had to go through. I know it's the same that, we kind of grew up in the same area. So it's kind of like, I feel you. I feel everything you're going through. And that's just something that, it's priceless for me. So, I love him to death for that, and I always will. And he'll always be a mentor, and not even a mentor, he's a big brother to me for life. So.
Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, I know Bob too. That's my guy. Yeah. Me and Bob are really cool. My trainer actually is from the same hometown as him, and they're really cool. So, they're really good friends. So for me, it's a good thing, have Bob here too. He's from about an hour away from me, 45 minutes. So it's going to be a good thing to have him around too.
How does your game complement Scalaby's there and Willie Carson?
Right. I think because, I wouldn't say we're similar, but we're all young and have different styles of the new NBA big. And I think we can all kind of help complement each other as far as playing against different teams, kind of give them a matchup problem by, giving them different pieces, giving them different looks and things like that. And I think it'll be a great thing because we can always compete and make each other better every day and kind of learn from each other as well, along with getting better and just going at it and making each other better and then going at teams and making it a problem for them. So I think it'll be a great thing, the older and the better we get.
Did you ever play against Scal or guys in high school?
In high school, right. In AAU, nope. He was always in the same tournament, but we never played against him. Never played against him. I think the one time I might have been hurt.
Okay.
But he's a great player.
How are you?
How you doing? But he's a great player.